Most families build a bigger house. More bedrooms, more bathrooms, more square footage crammed under one roof. And then they move in, and the teenagers won't leave their rooms. The grandparents feel like guests in someone else's home. The little kids are running through the adult space all day, and everyone is living together, but nobody actually feels like they have a home. More square footage didn't solve the problem. The layout did. There's a Barndominium design that a growing number of large families, multi-generational households, and homesteaders are quietly switching to in 2026, and it is not a bigger box. It is a U-shape. And once you understand why the shape of a home matters more than the size of a home, you will never look at a floor plan the same way again. Before we get into this, if you're a large family, a multi-generational household, or anyone who has ever felt like your home layout is working against you instead of for you, subscribe to this channel right now. We cover real home designs, real costs, and the decisions that actually make life better inside your own four walls. Stay with me through this entire video, because toward the end I'm going to show you the one part of the U-shaped Barndominium design that most builders get completely wrong, and it is the difference between a home that brings your family together and one that slowly pulls everyone apart. Let's go. Here is the honest reality of how most large families approach building a home. They count heads. For kids means 4 bedrooms. 2 sets of grandparents means an in-law suite. A home office for working from home means 1 more room. Add it up, multiply by square footage, and build the biggest rectangle the budget can afford. The result is almost always the same kind of home, a long, wide single-mass building where every room opens off a central hallway. The common spaces sit in the middle, and the private spaces stretch to both ends. It works on paper. In practice, it creates a home where the 6-year-old runs directly past the grandparents' bedroom to get to the kitchen, where the teenager blasting music in their room is separated from the primary bedroom by 2 sheets of drywall, and where the only outdoor space is a backyard that everyone technically has access to and nobody actually uses because it feels like it belongs to the whole neighborhood. Big families don't just need more rooms. They need clear zones. They need a design that gives individuals genuine privacy while still pulling the family into a natural center. They need outdoor space that is enclosed, protected, and genuinely theirs. That is exactly what the U-shape solves. And it solves in a way that no rectangular floor plan, no matter how large, ever fully can. Let's make sure everyone is working from the same picture. A U-shaped Barndominium is a home built in 3 connected wings that form the shape of the letter U when viewed from above. 2 parallel wings extend forward from a connecting rear wing, creating an open courtyard space in the center of the footprint. In a typical configuration, the rear wing, the base of the U, houses the communal heart of the home. The kitchen, dining room, living room, and any shared gathering spaces sit here. This is the space that connects the entire family. The 2 side wings extend forward from the rear base. One wing typically houses the primary bedroom suite and, in multi-generational builds, the grandparent or in-law quarters. The other wing houses the children's bedrooms, a secondary living area or playroom, and additional bathrooms. The courtyard formed by the 3 wings is the design's greatest asset, a fully enclosed, private outdoor space accessible from every wing of the home, shielded from street view, protected from wind, and used daily in a way that standard backyard almost never is. Now, in Barndominium construction, steel frame, metal roofing, clear span interiors, the U-shape works exceptionally well. The clear span steel framing allows each wing to have wide, open interiors without load-bearing walls breaking up the floor plan. The metal roofline across 3 connected wings creates a striking, unified aesthetic that looks intentional and architectural rather than assembled. It is not a common design, but the families who build it consistently say the same thing. They wish they had done it sooner. Let's start with the courtyard because it is genuinely the feature that converts skeptics. Most families with children or grandparents living on the property spend an enormous amount of time worrying about the same thing. Where are the kids? Are they safe? Can I see them from the kitchen? In a standard home on rural or semi-rural land, the answer to that question requires going outside, walking around the house, checking the yard, the road, the neighboring field. It is constant low-level anxiety that parents of young children know intimately. In a U-shaped Barndominium, the answer is simple. They're in the courtyard. Because the courtyard is enclosed on 3 sides by the wings of the home and typically fenced or gated on the open 4th side, it is a genuinely contained outdoor space. A parent at the kitchen sink in the rear wing has a direct sight line to every square foot of that courtyard. A grandparent sitting on their wing's porch has the same view. The courtyard becomes the center of family life in a way that indoor common rooms rarely achieve. It is where meals happen in warm weather, where the kids ride bikes and kickballs, where the family gathers in the evening without anyone having to formally suggest it, because the design pulls everyone toward the same space naturally. Beyond the emotional value, the courtyard delivers real, functional, and environmental benefits. In hot climates, the 3 surrounding wings shade the courtyard for significant portions of the day, creating a naturally cooler outdoor environment. In most U.S. climates, a well-oriented courtyard gets comfortable use for 6 to 9 months of the year. Families who build this design consistently rank the courtyard as the single feature they would never give up. Not the extra square footage, not the finishes, the courtyard. Here is the problem with how most large homes handle privacy. They don't. They add more rooms, but because all those rooms connect to the same hallway, the same central living space, and the same outdoor area, the noise, the traffic, and the energy of a large household bleeds everywhere. A U-shaped Barndominium solves this with pure geometry. When the children's wing and the adult or grandparent wing are on opposite sides of the courtyard, separated by the width of the outdoor space and by the rear communal wing between them, you have achieved genuine acoustic and visual separation without building a separate structure. The grandmother who goes to bed at 9 p.m. is not being woken up by teenagers watching movies in the secondary living room, because the teenager's wing is on the other side of the courtyard. The primary bedroom suite at the end of one wing is separated from the children's bedrooms by the entire length of that wing, the communal rear section, and the full length of the opposite wing. In a traditionally laid-out rectangular home, you achieve that separation only by building an enormous single structure that costs significantly more. In a U-shaped layout, the separation is built into the geometry, and the cost of that geometry is the additional exterior wall length of the 2 forward wings, which is significantly more affordable than additional square footage in a single mass. For families who have ever lived in a home where everyone's schedule, noise level, and daily rhythm clash constantly, this separation is not a luxury. It is the thing that makes shared living genuinely sustainable long-term. The multi-generational household is one of the fastest-growing living arrangements in America, driven by housing costs, driven by aging parents who want to stay connected to their families, and driven by a generation of adult children who watched their parents get isolated in nursing facilities and decided to find a better way. But multi-generational living is hard. Not emotionally hard, logistically hard. The boundaries between generations are difficult to maintain in a shared home. Privacy is difficult to preserve. Independence, for both the older and younger generations, is easy to lose. The U-shaped Barndominium handles this better than any other single structure design we have seen. And here is specifically why. The grandparent or in-law wing of a U-shaped build can be designed with complete functional independence while remaining physically connected to the main home. That wing can include a private entrance from outside, a front door on the exterior face of the wing that does not require walking through any other part of the house. It can include a kitchenette or a full secondary kitchen. It can include its own laundry, its own thermostat zone, its own outdoor sitting area off the courtyard with a degree of visual separation from the main courtyard through low planters or a partial screen. The grandparents can live their full daily life without entering the main home if they choose. Meals, laundry, sitting outside, receiving their own guests, while still being 20 steps from the kitchen table at Sunday dinner. That combination of independence and closeness is extraordinarily difficult to achieve in any other single-structure home design. It typically requires either building a fully separate structure, an ADU or guest house, which costs $80,000 to $150,000 or more, or forcing the grandparents into a traditional in-law suite that never quite feels like their own space. The U-shape gives them their own wing, and that changes the entire dynamic of how the generations actually relate to each other. This one surprises people because energy efficiency is not the first thing most families think about when they're designing around lifestyle needs. But the U-shaped Barndominium has genuine passive performance advantages that translate directly into lower utility bills. The courtyard orientation, when properly positioned relative to prevailing winds and sun path, creates a natural airflow through the building. Cool air drawn into the courtyard in the morning circulates through the connected wings via operable windows and doors. Hot air rises and exits through ridge vents or high windows on the exterior faces of the wings. The courtyard essentially acts as a temperature buffer, moderating the air before it enters the living spaces. In hot climates specifically, the shading effect of the surrounding wings means the courtyard itself stays significantly cooler than an exposed southern or western facade would. That cooler air entering the interior reduces the mechanical cooling load on your HVAC system. And in a 2,500 to 3,500 square foot multi-wing home, even a 20% reduction in cooling load translates to hundreds of dollars per year in energy savings. The multi-zone mini-split HVAC configuration that works so well in standard Barndominiums is even more advantageous in a U-shaped layout. Each wing can be climate-controlled independently, so you're not heating and cooling the grandparents' wing at 2 a.m. when they've been asleep since 9 p.m. and don't need it. For a large family whose monthly utility bills on a traditional home might run $400 to $600 or more, the passive and zone efficiency gains of a well-designed U-shaped Barndominium are real and meaningful over the life of the home. Let's talk about what a U-shaped Barndominium actually costs, because this is where the honest conversation has to happen. A U-shaped footprint uses more exterior wall area than a rectangular footprint of the same total square footage. More exterior wall means more steel, more insulation, more roofing, more exterior finishes, and more foundation perimeter. That additional material cost is real, and you need to plan for it. A realistic U-shaped Barndominium for a large family, 2,800 to 3,500 square feet across 3 wings, 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bathrooms, a semi-independent grandparent wing, and a landscape courtyard, will cost in the range of shell kit and erection across 3 connected wings, $75,000 to $110,000 concrete slab foundation, larger perimeter footprint, $32,000 to $45,000 closed cell spray foam insulation, $38,000 to $55,000 rough-in plumbing, multiple bathrooms, potential secondary kitchen, $22,000 to $30,000 rough-in electrical, multiple zones, dedicated circuits, $18,000 to $25,000 HVAC, multi-zone mini-split system, $16,000 to $22,000 septic system, size for larger household, $12,000 to $18,000 water well, $8,500 to $12,000 windows and exterior doors, more openings across 3 wings, $14,000 to $20,000 courtyard hardscaping, concrete, paving, basic landscaping, $12,000 to $22,000 interior finishes, multiple bedrooms, bathrooms, full kitchen, $45,000 to $65,000 contingency, 15% minimum on a complex multi-wing build, $30,000 to $45,000. Total realistic range, $320,000 to $470,000 depending on your market, your finish level, your land conditions, and your contractor. That is more than a simple rectangular Barndominium of the same square footage, typically 15 to 25% more due to the additional exterior structure. But compare it to what a large family would pay for a custom traditional home of equivalent size and functionality in the same market, and the U-shaped Barndominium still delivers significantly more value per dollar, and a layout that most custom home builders cannot replicate in wood frame construction at any price. I told you at the beginning, there was one thing most builders get completely wrong with the U-shaped design. Here it is, along with the other challenges that deserve honest attention. The courtyard orientation is everything, and most builders don't think about it hard enough. A U-shaped home that opens to the north in a cold climate will have a courtyard that is in shadow for most of the day for half the year. That courtyard goes from the heart of the home to a cold, dark, unusable space for months at a time. A U-shaped home that opens directly into prevailing wind will have a courtyard that is uncomfortable and occasionally unusable on windy days. The correct orientation for most U.S. climates is a courtyard opening that faces south or southeast. capturing morning sun into the courtyard, allowing afternoon shade from the western wing, and keeping the prevailing winds largely off the open face. If your land's topography, access road placement, or lot orientation makes the ideal courtyard facing difficult to achieve, this needs to be a serious design conversation before a single stake goes in the ground. Getting the orientation wrong costs nothing to fix on paper and an enormous amount to fix after construction. Roofline connection points are structurally complex. Where the two forward wings connect to the rear base wing, you have interior corner connections that require careful structural detailing. Water management at those interior corners, where two roof planes meet and channel rainwater toward the courtyard, needs engineered guttering and proper flashing. Builders who treat interior corner connections as an afterthought will give you a beautiful building that leaks at the corners within 3 to 5 years. Demand that your builder shows you their water management plan for every interior roof connection before the build begins. Permitting a U-shaped footprint can be more complicated. Some counties that have straightforward permitting for rectangular barndominiums will require additional plan review time for a U-shaped footprint because it is less standard. Budget additional time, potentially 2 to 4 extra months, for permitting on a complex multi-wing layout. The build timeline is longer. A 3-wing connected structure takes meaningfully longer to erect, insulate, rough in, and finish than a single rectangular building of equivalent square footage. Plan for a total build timeline of 18 to 30 months from land purchase to move in for a first-time U-shaped barndominium build. Not because anything goes wrong, simply because there is more work to do. Let's be honest about who should build a U-shaped barndominium and who probably should not. This design is genuinely excellent for families of 5 or more people who plan to live in the home long-term. For multi-generational households where maintaining both togetherness and independence between generations is a real priority. For families with children of widely different ages where different schedules, noise levels, and daily rhythms genuinely need physical separation. For homesteaders and rural families who want the courtyard to serve as a functional outdoor workspace, a safe area for animals, a kitchen garden, a workshop space visible from the main living area. And for families who are building a forever home and are willing to invest more upfront for a design that will serve them through every stage of family life. This design is probably not right for families who are building primarily as an investment or with a short sale horizon in mind. The U-shape is a specialized design that appraisers in most markets will struggle to comp accurately, and the resale pool for a 3,200 square foot U-shaped barndominium is narrower than for a conventional home. It is also not right for small or tight lots. This design needs space to breathe and a minimum of 1 to 2 acres to feel proportional. And it is not right for builders who are not willing to pay careful attention to orientation, water management, and structural engineering at the connection points. Done carelessly, a U-shaped build is a more expensive version of the same problems you'd have in any poorly built home. Done thoughtfully, it is one of the finest family home designs available. Here is the bottom line on the U-shaped barndominium. Large families have been trying to solve the same problem for generations. How do you live closely together without losing the privacy, the independence, and the sanity that every person in a household needs? The answer has never been a bigger rectangle. The answer has always been a smarter shape. The U-shaped barndominium gives big families a home that is designed around how people actually live, not just how many of them there are. It gives children a safe place to play that parents can see. It gives grandparents dignity and independence without isolation. It gives teenagers enough separation to feel like individuals. And it pulls the whole family into a shared outdoor space that becomes the actual center of daily life in a way that no living room ever quite manages. Is it more expensive to build than a simple rectangle? Yes. Is it more complex to design, orient, and construct correctly? Absolutely. Is it the right design for every family? No. But for the families it is right for, it is not just a house. It is the home that finally makes everyone feel like they belong to the same place at the same time. If this video opened your eyes to something you had never considered, do one thing for me. Hit the like button and share this with a family member or friend who is planning a build. One share from you could completely change the direction of someone's home project.